Hey, welcome to the Mediaverse podcast. I am Kyle. I saw the Batman 3 times. I've saw it in Dolby. I saw Dolby Cinema twice. I saw it in AMC Prime once. I did that for my little brother, who I love so much. So yeah, well, I saw the Batman, and let's just say it's a pretty good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's freaking amazing. It's the first time we've seen Gotham kind of like a merger of Tim Burton's Batman and this, not Batman, his version of Gotham and Nolan's Gotham, and kind of combined together, which still makes it really gothic. Gothic, and it feels like it feels like New York City and stuff. So it feels literally like New York City. Even their town square looks like something out of New York. And that seemed like a pretty good area to go and do stuff. It seems like a pretty good area to start with. Let's see. Love how realistic this movie is. The movie is based on The Longest Halloween with some Earth 1 sprinkled in, a little bit of other stuff sprinkled in as well, which I had a huge feeling that was going to happen because it was the most recent origin story and it makes sense. But we'll go for the casting. Batman's going to be last just to keep you guys on your feet. Jeffrey Wright, who plays Commissioner Gordon, amazing performance. He does a really good job being this, convincing you he is Commissioner Gordon. He's not Gary Oldman. He's not like the guy from the original movie. I can't even remember. He is like his own version of Commissioner Gordon, and he's been partnered with Batman for like 2 years now, and he trusts him, even though he's underneath a mask and everything, and they work together. And him and Robert Pattinson's chemistry works so well together. And it seems like something I would see off of Batman the Animated Series, which is kind of a compliment in my opinion. Next one will be Alfred. This version, Alfred is literally Earth 1 Alfred. He has the cane. He trained Bruce and everything. And and he's not a butler. He's a security firm, but he kind of acts like a butler though still once in a while. But he never does like butlerly duties and everything. So he's played by Andy Serkis, Gollum and Smeagol. Great director. I think he's also a great director as well. He does an amazing job conveying how he feels about him. It kind of gives like Bruce some seeds of keeping up your appearances so that way it doesn't seem suspicious, which will go into Bruce's character because every character feels like they are helping another character out. I'm just doing the main casting right now. Also there's this friendship between him and Bruce and everything. Not friendship, more like him trying to say, listen, I'm trying to say, be like a father to you, but Bruce is like, I don't want you as my dad. And he's under all this like stress. He's like under all this stress and everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and he tries so hard. Next on the list would be Colin Farrell's Penguin. I really like this one. He's a lieutenant in which is the Iceberg Lounge, which is something in the comics as well. And he's not like the guy that you would see all the time and everything. Like he's not the same guy. I mean, he's not one of the Batman's big villains yet. He's going through this process and everything. And he's amazing. He's an Italian mobster. There's a scene in the movie where Gordon and Batman hang like arrest him and legs and arms, and he starts waddling like a penguin. I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, and he's an Italian mobster. It's amazing. I love it. I really do love it. Like, it's I can't wait for the Penguin HBO Max series. So uh next actor that I feel like is these are feeling like these are main actors, okay? Um John, I'm gonna butcher his name just so you know, so sorry if I botched it. John Torella. Just wanted he's gonna be playing Falcone, Carmine Falcone, sorry. Falcone or Falcone. There's two different ways of saying it. Doesn't really matter. People know who you're thinking about, but I love that they made him so much bigger in this world, because if you don't realize it, he's a lot bigger in the Batman. Like, I don't think he's in the original Michael Keaton, like the originals, but he was definitely a big D, kind of like brushed off a little bit. Like, not brushed off, like, I mean just like he was there when he's kind of there for Batman Begins, but he's kind of like a big deal in this movie. Like, he's not one of Batman's biggest villains, but kind of sometimes some of his biggest obstacles. Yeah, but that's a good way of putting it. He's one of his biggest obstacles. Yeah, so we'll go. Yeah, so like, and John Turturro, who played the Phantom in the Zohan. If you told me he was going to be playing, like, if when the Zohan came out, you told him he was going to be playing Falcone in the next Batman reboot, I would laugh at you. And he does amazing. He does the Italian accent. He does all this stuff, and he's kind of like in the center of this mystery and everything. All right, so we're gonna go to the best part. Paul Dano. He is a good Riddler, a different type of Riddler. You could definitely tell, like, he's definitely inspired by the Zodiac Killer, and if you look at the Zodiac Killer, he's kind of like a real life Riddler. He's definitely Jigsaw and the Zodiac Killer had a baby together. That's pretty good right there. Yeah, I will say, like, it was pretty, I think, looking at all they were trying to do with this version of Riddler is amazing. And Paul Dano did a really, really, really good job making the Riddler his own version. And, like, you cannot really compare the Riddler performance to Jim Carrey's performance, because they're vastly different versions of the Riddler, which is great. And, you know, he's messed up. You kind of see what's going on in his head. He leaves riddles. The riddles are really good and clever. Like, also, I love, like, how I actually got one riddle right, and I literally got it right. It was amazing. It was amazing. And, you know, and his psychosis is understandable. He also has other things that influences from the 21st century. So if you understand it, you're probably looking at it right now. So hint, hint, wink, wink. It kind of is also a commentary on that. But he did a great performance, and he did a really good job. And I love the costume. He regretted a little bit, but, you know, if you're going to come back for the next movie, make him a more tame version. Like, you know, like, give him the bowler hat or give him the suit. So next we got Selina Kyle, which is played by Zoe Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz's daughter, and Jason Momoa's stepdaughter. Yeah, so she's really good as Catwoman. She's very convincing. She knows how to use her charm and everything to get what she wants. She's very, 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 like, you know, understanding, and also not understanding. She's very, very, like, she needs to get what she wants, and she wants what she wants and everything. So yeah, so that's a good. There's some good things on there. So there's some good right there. And and plus like she's a much more realistic version of Catwoman. Like she just has a motorcycle outfit, which makes kind of sense. But the one thing me and my friend AJ don't like is her mask. But I get what they were going for. They're going for Cat Burglar. So like you got to remember, like sometimes you got to understand it from different perspectives. And this Catwoman is African American, and in the comics she was African American. So don't say typecasting. Don't not say for whatever some stupid thing because whatever. And yeah, because like in her original run, even in year one, she was African American, which is kind of nice, kind of like a nice throwback as well. And like I said, no knock on her. She's really good. It's not about her appearance. It's about how she does it. And she nails it. So now we're going to aim it at Robert Pattinson. When he first started, he had so much controversy. A lot of controversy. Like, so much, in fact... So much, in fact, that so much, in fact, so much that people just didn't want him. That he didn't look like Bruce Wayne, and he's not good. That he's not the perfect Bruce. That he's not going to be great. He's perfect for this role. Like, believe it or not, he is really good at this. I love the bat suit. And also, just to go back to Catwoman before I forget about this, I love the Catwoman suit. It's very basic, which is great. Simplicity is great. The Batman suit literally is like something out of Arkham. And literally the whole suit looks like it has a function. And his portrayal of Batman is different. He's looked loose. He's alienated. She's 90%. He's 90% Batman, and when he's Bruce Wayne, he's only doing it when he's like out there, and it always proves the point of Batman's just Batman is the man. Bruce Wayne is the mask. So yeah, that was a good idea right there. And yeah, that was probably like a good idea because that's what Batman usually is. Like they never usually portray it like that ever. They usually never portray it like that in the movies because they want to keep it at Bruce Wayne and keep it at face value. Or we want to show our actor's face, but it was literally just Bruce Wayne. And what I love about this version of Batman is actually doing detective work. You're actually seeing he's doing homework. You're seeing that he's trying to get the idea. He even gets like a few where he even makes mistakes. Even when he's fighting and making mistakes on combat. I love this version of Batman because it shows how human he is. Oh, suddenly you don't make mistakes because you've been trained by super ninjas. You're still human. So there's a lot of that. Like that's like only when you're not in the bat suit. You're not human. When you wear the bat suit, you are human. You're superhuman, apparently. But this version of Batman is very human. And, like, you can tell how much pain he's going through, how much agonizing he's going through. And it's a good version of Batman. So, you got this far. You want to hear my review? So, basically what I said, this was based on The Longest Halloween. I don't have a review for that one. I know a couple of guys that do it. That's Out of Touch Podcast or Out of Touch News. I will at least try to get a link for them down there. Also, I am going to I am also going to put up both for Longest Halloween Part 1 and Part 2. So that way you guys have a better idea of that. Instead of for me, I can promote a couple of other channels. Also, Also, here is my score. As a movie, it will get a 4 out of 5 out of me. Just because it's an above average movie, 3-hour runtime, it's good. But as a Batman movie, it's gonna get a 5 out of 5 because it is great. You all need to go see it in the theaters. It's amazing. I recommend it in Dolby Cinema because once that Batmobile starts revving, it gets really good. It gets really good. Like that. Like I'm just gonna place that the Batmobile is probably one of my favorite scenes because it just shows the raw power, especially in Dolby Cinema where the seats start rumbling and you literally feel the engine. You know how destructive this thing is gonna be. Like it is literally, I think, one of my favorite versions of the Batmobile. And it's a normal car. I hate to say it. It's like function over style sometimes. That's kind of the point. But this is Scott of the Mediaverse Podcast signing out. Have a good one.